microphone is new to me. I'll have to learn how to talk normal. I'm Alan Dayley. I do stuff here at Gangplank when I can. I'm an agile coach, a local company here, and some other companies that I do some stuff with to help teams work better, organizations work better. I also mentor here at Gangplank once a month along that topic of organization and project planning and that kind of stuff, agile stuff. So this is a really neat idea that I've had. I was exposed to it some time ago, and I've always wanted to do it in a group, and this is a great position or place to do it. And so this is a little exercise. My thing will work. Collaboration is a big deal nowadays, and everybody wants to collaborate, work together, and all that kind of stuff. And it sounds nice, and it sounds good. But then you find that many times we don't know really how to collaborate, or we don't understand the full benefits of collaboration, or what environments create effective collaboration, and so on. So this exercise we're going to do today all together is to be an experience in practical collaboration. And after we do this experience, then we can talk about what we've learned, what we thought, what we saw, and perhaps some things that will help you gain some skills about how you can collaborate effectively and how you can create environments that work for collaboration. Okay. So because the main exercise, the part that we're going to do, is going to last 18 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and just drive ahead. So I would like you to, I was thinking maybe if a big crowd was here, we'd end up with 5 teams. But with this group, I don't think we want 5 teams. We probably want 3, maybe 4 teams. So I would like you to arrange yourselves into teams of 4 to 5, as little as 3. Each team should be around, near, or at your own table. So feel free to rearrange.
We have this 4. I think you guys go look at each other. 5. Or you're kind of going to like pick it easy, really close together.
Collaboration means you have to talk and work with people. So that's what we're going to do. Yep. All right, so we have 3 teams. Okay, team 1, team 2, team 3. This is awesome. Okay. Now, what I want you to keep in mind as we get going here, I do have prizes for the winning team. Okay? And you do want these prizes. Yeah. Okay?
It's not very collaborative.
All right. What we're going to do is we're going to build something. And people who know what this is will probably recognize it from the next slide. We're going to build a tower. We will use 20 pieces of spaghetti, a yard of string, a yard of tape, and a marshmallow. When you build a tower, the marshmallow, the whole entire marshmallow needs to be at the top of your tower. Okay? We will measure the height of your tower from the table surface to the top of the marshmallow. And whoever's the highest tower is the winning team. Okay? What? You sound like you have a question already.
Marshmallow can be broken apart, right?
Cannot be broken apart. It needs to be the entire marshmallow. Don't eat half of it. Although I have plenty of extra, so you can eat some after.
Another question.
Yeah?
Nothing but those supplies.
Nothing but those supplies.
Like, do we hang the marshmallow from a string from the ceiling?
No, it has to be a freestanding tower standing on the table. The table is your foundation.
Roy will always try to find a way around.
There went my loophole.
Don't dwell on the technicalities.
All right.
Don't forget, there's a winning thing, and engineers here, so people will cheat.
Yes, well, no cheating, please. Okay, so here's the rules again. You want to build the tallest freestanding structure. So it's standing on the table, standing, it's not dangling from the ceiling, it's not supported by a chair. When the time is up, you have to not be touching the tower, right? Yeah, it has to stand. The entire marshmallow must be on top. You can use as much or little of the materials as you like. Except for the marshmallow must be whole.
Can we get more marshmallows?
They're fresh,
Can we
squishy.
have extra marshmallows?
Afterwards, yeah.
We can only use 1, no more than 1, no less than 1 marshmallow.
Correct. All right, so here's The tape that you will use and the string is wound around this stick. The stick is not construction material, it's just a convenient way to deliver the material. Now your table, let me just give you a hint. Your table is your foundation, and you probably will have to tape your tower to the table, which is fine, because buildings are attached to their foundations, right?
Even if we got like do 3 lines,
I think we still want to do.
No, three sides like that. I'm gonna make a triangle there.
Higher than that, it's very difficult to be a single
I think you're right.
or going up. That's going to look wrong. And the more we lean into this,
Oh, just
About that?
Just another one of these. We're gonna just focus on that right now. I have no idea how we change it.
Yeah. I don't know if it has to be that big of a base.
Yeah, I'm gonna put your drink right here. Yeah. So
Yeah, I think making it narrower is probably good. Use like one.
yeah, but I got a feeling that they're going to tend towards going bowed, which
We need a diagonal. We need diagonal.
But if we have diagonal on the rope and prevent the
We can do that. We can do that.
I don't know if that's a better use of the string.
Yeah, are
maybe.
we adding on another one here? Get the benefit of the two together.
Did you have a...
we may have to do more chains. We had a
Yeah, just shorten that one up. Yeah, that's good.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so let's get some stability here.
Can I get a small piece of tape from someone?
You got it?
That's too much. It's falling inwards.
You want to lean a little bit that way?
That's good right there.
So we do have another string.
Okay, let go. Just don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. How about a measurement?
Connected here.
Here, pull yours tighter, because I'm.
Okay, let's review a few things here.
Oh, 11:30 is going to do the intro, that's the first Wednesday of the month. Every other Wednesday.
That's really a nice
They're
idea.
going to do an intro.
How many people over here are engineers?
First.
Or technically oriented? Is it 1, 2, 3?
Technically oriented.
And your software, you graphic design. Okay. And you guys, engineers, software, marketing.
Engineer.
One engineer.
We're pastors.
Well, you obviously can build things, right? Okay. All right, this is really fascinating. I would like each person or one person on each team. We'll just kind of go around the room and tell people who don't feel like talking, and maybe them decide the only one talking. But I hope some of you might have some comments about. Tell me some things that you noticed or were surprised at that were happening. In other words, don't tell me what you think it means or what you learned from it. Just tell me the data. Tell me what you saw that was interesting or you didn't expect. Right?
I thought it was really interesting that we kind of had an expert. He's a mechanical engineer, but he was still really open to our suggestions and ideas, and we actually implemented some of them on here.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Got surprised with.
Anybody have anything else to?
I was surprised that no one looked together. Other than me, no one got them to look together to keep working.
Oh, absolutely.
It doesn't surprise me that you were the one person that did it.
Valid?
Valid.
Actually, we got our guy wire idea from. Well, we started with the guy wire idea, but then we saw that there was splitting the string. We're like, that's what we need.
We should save that to the end.
Splitting the string is it was a good idea. It gives you more
We tried
strength.
splitting the string, but that didn't work out very well. That was hard.
Yes?
As a mechanical engineer, a retired mechanical engineer, the best projects are always team effort. And so even though you think you have a good idea, you always have to be open to other people's ideas. And I've built lots of these projects in my college career and as my professional life. I've built lots of these kind of contraptions through my hobbies. But I kept telling these guys, give me your ideas, give me your ideas, give me your ideas. I kept giving me everybody's idea, and that's what makes a team work, is to make it a team. There's no I in team. You have to listen to everybody's ideas.
Listening around, yeah.
I thought,
You guys were already working really well as a team before I was surprised.
So did you help? Or did you
Oh, yeah,
get
she was a big help.
Oh, cool.
more than two. I thought for our structure, I think it ended up to be a combination of ideas from everyone, and that helped a lot. So I think
We weren't scared to scrap an idea when it didn't work. I feel like a lot of times when you get going on a project, because you put a lot of work into one idea, you want that idea to work. We've reinvented a few times, and I think that really helps.
Good, good. Kind of give up on the old and keep going. Okay. Any other interesting insights?
Well, for me, it was that we came up with, had a lot of brainstorming about a whole bunch of different ideas, but then when it came down to, we decided that it needed to go forward, that we just took the idea at that time and went forward. So rather than everybody having to hold to their ideas.
So when you run out of time, you said, hey, let's run with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Did any leaders emerge in the group? Was there like one person that seemed to drive things or anything like that?
Team effort.
I feel like our engineer was pretty good.
Based off of being product knowledge and for decisions.
Were there any commanders in the group, in the team?
That's why the monitor.
As versus a leader, right? A commander is do it this way, do it this way, do it this way. A leader is someone who gels the team. Okay? All right, let me point out a couple of insights that I saw, or at least one that I was recording as I wandered around here. It was clear until minute 14 or 15, that Team 2 finally stood the marshmallow on spaghetti. Why did it take so long for you to try to put the marshmallow on something?
We knew what the goal was.
Okay.
We already had it on there too.
We had it on
We had
there.
it on the top section. This top section has been built since the beginning. We didn't add it to this part of it until the very end.
Okay.
But it was laying down construction.
Laying down.
As we were doing the construction, we laid it out and constructed it on the table, and then we erected it as we knew the time was approaching.
So and this team over here, what happened to you when you let go of the tower? Did it surprise you that it flopped over so much?
As much as it did. I thought it would hold a little higher.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we were also going, like, we kind of switched the approach. Like, we're like, it's either going to be really good or it's going to not work well.
Okay. All right, well, let me show you some. By now you may have figured out that this is actually an exercise known as, where's the menu? Oh, the menu's still back over here. Hello. Okay, this is actually an exercise known as the Marshmallow Challenge. Okay, and you can go out and Google it. There's a website for it and all that stuff. I can run my. Okay. Yeah, I just want to do this. Show some slides. There's a presentation or a TED Talk where somebody talks about how they've done this exercise in many groups over time, right? And they learned some interesting things about it.
What's the highest one that's been built?
He measured several, or shows on the graph, some that were well over 30 inches, maybe up to 40. But some of the things that were learned, and I asked about the marshmallow a little bit because marshmallows are deceptive, right? You know, we grab a marshmallow and it's soft and squishy and it's light, except when you put it on top of the spaghetti and suddenly it's not so light anymore, right? So he talks about one of the lessons is that prototyping matters. Okay, so that this is how the typical progress works when he does this exercise. He shows that you've got 18 minutes, you get a team, and the team kind of orients themselves for a while, and then do some planning, and then they build the tower, and in the last couple of minutes put the marshmallow on it, and then find that it doesn't hold as strong as they thought. Okay? So in his tests, and he's run this exercise many, many times, he found that those that perform the worst are recent business school graduates. They tend to follow that pattern very strictly. They do this huge plan and this construction, and they get to the end, and it all falls down. Okay? The people who consistently perform well are kindergarten school graduates. Okay? They come up with the most interesting constructions and towers. I really like this one.
Hey, part of theirs in the top of it.
It looks like it, doesn't it? Over there, yeah. Okay, and this is why the kids do better. Okay, they prototype it. They say, okay, what if we were to stop here, what would it do? All right, let's add to it. What would it do now? What would it do now? What would it do now? And that's why it was really interesting to me that this team over here, Team 2, you guys kind of violated that rule, right?
I think you think we did, but we were actually prototyping.
Yeah, in the very beginning, he's got the spaghetti with the marshmallow on it going, what do you think about this? We need 2 sticks on here. If we have 2 this way, this is going to work, I think. And we just
That's
kept
good.
it.
They just missed that part of it.
Okay, so that's one of the things that you need to do. You prototype and refine your design, right? Get to done, some sort of done, and try again. Right? Diverse skills matter. This is the graph. So the average height of a tower is around 20 inches. Business school students do over 10. Lawyers, kindergarten kids do better than lawyers. Architects and engineers tend to do very well. And then we have CEOs that do just above average, but if you add an office administrator to the CEO team, you do much better. So if you have specialized skills combined with facilitation skills, that's kind of why I asked for a leader or something. There are some people on some teams that are kind of like this. Yeah, in the software world, you see there are certain software engineers or developers sometimes who aren't exactly the best developers, but they facilitate the whole team, right? They become a communication channel. They help the team. They catch the things that are falling on the floor, whatever it is. And so even though they aren't writing lots of code, or maybe their code isn't the best, they're key to the team because they facilitate it and make things happen. All right? And then incentives, magnify outcomes. This is an interesting story here. When I said that I had prizes, what did you guys think?
Cash.
Well, there's not cash, but I personally would like. All the teams had 5 of them, so there's not one left over for me. How did that affect? If I didn't have prizes, would it matter? You didn't think about it? Okay. So he found that he did the exercise with 10 teams, and this is kind of what they ended up with. And he then took another 10 teams and gave them a prize worth $10,000 to the winning team. And they all failed. The pressure changes things.
Wow.
Okay. Now later, 4 months later, he took those same 10 teams with the same incentive, and this is what he got. So incentives with low skills doesn't help. Incentives don't help people with low skills. Okay. But if you have skills, experience, it can help. All right. The marshmallow is that hidden risk in your project. The thing that you think you know, but when you run into it, it turns out it's completely different than what you thought. Okay? And so this exercise, and if you think about it, this is the thing that you want to do when you're collaborating. You want to find the marshmallows in your project. You want to find those things that you think are easy, but they're actually hard. You want to get to them sooner rather than later so that you can discover how hard they are and get around them. Okay? And this is why you need to listen to lots of people, because somebody in your group, maybe the quiet one, is the one that sees the marshmallow, sees the thing that's heavier than it looks. And they're not allowed to talk because someone else is overbearing or demanding that things move on, etc., you're going to pay for that later, right? So you need to collaborate and get all those people involved, right? So this is just a simple exercise. Hopefully you learn something from it, so you can see a little bit about how you work and build. Make sure you prototype. Make sure you look for the difficulties early, and listen to other people. You guys are a great group. I don't know, I'm like preaching to the choir here, and the preachers. Okay. Anybody have any questions about anything?
Maybe an observation.
Yeah.
Say you're preaching to the choir, and that's why, as a retired engineer, I come here, because this choir is a little bit above the average choir member, and you get specialized people here. You get people that are thinking outside the box, people that are in that small percentile at the top of their group, and that's who this group is. You know?
People that are working to learn.
Working to learn, right? And they're trying to add the skill set, you know, to what they're doing. Right? And they're trying. They're doing something different outside the box. So many people are standing in line right now at unemployment, not trying.
Okay, so if you want to go look for marshmallowchallenge.com is the website. It's got a link to the TED Talk that's about this. It's essentially the slides I just showed you. Tom Wojcik, however you say his last name, is the guy that ran around doing all this. And that's my contact information there below. This was lots of fun for me. And Team 3, I have envelopes for each of you.
Good job, guys.
Thank you.